life pieces is my art. Nation breathing, fuck if I bleeding. Is my art. Life in the I draw suffer breathing. Fuck if I bleeding. We've been bleeding. What would it be? Every night, dynamite, nation at us. And I'm suicide. Cause I was my body would bind. My body would bind. Realize I was and I was every chaos and where do thought it went under no and other searching up upon I find it questions cause I was my body would bind my body would bind this all is I'm crying I'm crying my life pieces is my art. Nation breathing, fuck if I clean. How would it be? Every night, dynamite, nation at us. And I do it sad, cause I was my body would bind. My body would bind. This all is instead of 16, we're mystified. Darkness is heavy in the top of rock. This evil laws are all to me. I find it ill with the devil more. The souls will fail, but it's on the show. I'm the things in here, we made sleep. You feel I'm gambling. Now we in the
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome to the stream. My name is Cat Monarch, and today, once again, it is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master. Let's actually get it up on the screen. There we go, instead of our just starting screen. Now, last session didn't go great. We got a whole 5 wins in the space of about 3 hours. However, that was, I believe, day 2 of the month. So, it is now day 5. There is a chance the competition is a little less tough. Maybe. One can hope. One can dream. As for the decks at the moment, if I just go to the dual screen, bear with. The current deck we're playing is Stun. I changed it up a little bit because the Sunlit Sentinel and Sentry were not seeing any play whatsoever. So we dropped those, we swapped Marshmallow for Peacephilia, because that allows us to kind of stack our deck. We put in DD Warrior as some basic removal, and we dropped in a couple of Time Lords. Now, in theory, the deck is better. In practice, I haven't played, you know. This is, I don't play off stream anymore. And for other decks, I did have a machine deck in the wings, but I wasn't really, like, it felt like it was too close to good stuff. And so, what we've started to work on is a ninja deck. Because, again, we seem to have, like, a good couple of, like, you know, 2 ofs. We actually have 3 of, not that one, where is it? Oh, 3 of a card that we're not playing, because, yeah, I thought that stopping the battle phase 1 time was a lot less important than the rest of the cards that we've ended up including. Now, I see a potential problem being, like, here through here is basically tribute summons. Well, here through here is basically tribute summons, which is a good chunk of the deck. And so that might be a problem, but I thought that this pile here is probably better than the machine list, or at least it feels a little bit more cohesive. And so this is what we'll be trying. We have both ninja field spells. I think this one's the better one for us. We might play, find out that we just want to stick in the third and see how it goes. But for now, we'll be playing the Stun deck on this stream. And I think next stream we'll swap it over to ninjas and we'll give them a chance to see what they can do. Because it has been a little unfair to just judge, you know, Stun's experience by the second day of the month. Especially because we progress a lot more slowly than the average player by default. Alright, let's see if we can connect at the moment. That's part 1 of this. Win a coin toss, but can we win a connection? I think that may have just Alt F4 to losing a coin toss. Take 2. See if we can actually, you know, get into a duel. That's the primary focus. Winning is a good, you know, good idea as well. But, let's try and actually join into one. Hope you've all been doing well. There we go. That's much easier. Right, let's just pop in some game music. Now, we'll start with the obvious play of set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4. Their move. They could be on Mech Knights. They could be on anything, really. They've got a Cross Sheetmate and Dingisu icon. But I guess we find out when we find out. Dark World. Right. Field spell time. Do I get it? I get it. Now, unfortunately, Light Imprisoning Mirror goes, like, the very exact opposite of hard here. So, what do we have in hand? We have Praetor Raigumo. Activate Kyoto Waterfront. They will be sending cards from field to grave. I'm not sure if we live a turn, but, you know, we can try. Field spell. This is where the solitaire begins. I would complete the quote properly, but there's an inherent issue with that. That Dark World is long and tedious, not necessarily fun. Maybe fun for the player. Definitely not fun for the opponent. And all the Dark Worlds are, could you believe it, dark attributes, so there is literally no value gained by flipping on Light Imprisoning Mirror. The only value gained will be if they go into Fiendsmith combo. And that'll be it. Which they might, but they're running a very tight list, so I'm not entirely sure. This feels like it'd be more pure Dark World. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out. But yeah, I hope you guys have been doing alright. I can't say there's been a huge event during my week at all. Special from Grave. Yep. Which will be another field spell sent to the grave, so this will be on 2 counters. Which means we're 1 counter from actually getting a Kaiju Search. Problem, they're probably going to chuck out an Omni Negate. Oh wait, no, he's not an Omni Negate. I keep forgetting this. Or a normal Spell Trap. Yeah. We have Continuous, and we have a Field Spell. Like, he can stop Sangan. But that's kind of it at the moment. Oh wow, that's like the best case scenario for me. You get me a counter for Kyoto. I guess if you do have Fiendsmith things, then it's, definitely not. I'd probably rather the Crackdown get demolished, but who knows? This is a light. Of course you are. Draw 2, discard 1, and it's a monster effect that I'm activating, so they could triple tack if they have it. I can't quite believe that this is a light thing. It kind of is a little unfortunate. I don't know if it's the extension they need. On the plus side, I have 2 monsters on my side of the field. Although, yeah, just at the end of the battle phase, he leaves anyway. What can we do? We can steal the Omni Negate when they make it. Because that one, I believe, is on 32 and therefore bigger than everything else they have in the deck. They have to use something else from the extra deck to out it. Okay. Your opponent discards 1 card. Shame. Pray the Jirai Gumo. He will be missed. It's 100 points weaker, so I guess that's why it's Prey of the Jirai Gumo. I've just never understood it. It feels like... I guess it's probably in reference to Jirai coming out of the ground in the Power and Dock Stool. At least that's what I'd assume. Yep, there's Thrust. Which means they're probably on 3 of one of these 2. There's Talents. Take control. Go for it. Just 1 monster. They can steal the Sangan. But then it goes to the grave and I get myself a Search. Hello there. And more field spells. We're at max counters, but that does mean we have some destruction protection. I would have thought they go in for the Omni Negate, but they just don't seem to want to yet. I could possibly deck them out. They are on Dark World. If you're unfitted, like, if it doesn't show up for some reason, because the pinned message sometimes doesn't do that. I'm playing a Masochist deck, so my outs are not the standard outs, shall we say. Kyoto Waterfront is indicative that I do have Kaijus, but, you can banish my Sangan. Why does it banish Sangan? It banishes Sangat. What did you do? Taiwan card destroy. That's so rough. Come on, man. Why you gotta banish my fucking Sangan? I don't have much in this world. Let me have this. How much damage? Not lethal, because this isn't big enough, and this is 1550. But I have a feeling they might be popping something else in the grave that gets to summon. Silver, special, which gives them lethal. No, I'm not allowed nice things. The thing is, if I got the other field spell, the other one with running as Dark Sanctuary, they also probably just would have popped the Dark Sanctuary. So, there's that. Anyway. Well, Game 2. I guess technically Game 3, but, you know. The first one was a disconnect for some reason. No response from the game server, so we just run it again. Surely we'll be more successful than last stream. Last stream was to the tune of 5 wins over 3 hours. Which... I mean, we want to go first. But they make us go first is, you know, that's always an intimidating message. And as far as hands go, I think it's set a level 1 monster, hope they attack it. So, we do that. Set the level 1 monster. He's scary. We have a backup to make Anima next turn. Yeah, the deck has Anima. Good. I change up decks every so often, and the extra deck isn't quite the same between all of them, so it's worth checking what I have included. Although Anima's just kind of a staple at this point. Set a spell trap. Well, it's either a brick, Snake Eyes, or something like Dangers. Sure. Normal summon DD Warrior. So just go to battle. Could also be Numeron. But I think Numeron would just rather attack into a set card. Tenpai just OTK anyway. What's on 60 card? Oh, Heroes. It is just actually Heroes. Is that it? Is that the whole deck now? Have you now gotten to everything? I think so. Add a hero monster. If you control a fusion monster that must be special, you can special this. It can be used as a fusion substitute, but so far you don't have a way to fusion summon unless it's the trap or stuck in your hand. That's Stratos. You normal summoned, so you can't get the Stratos onto the field. That is a problem. Is this Rainbow? No, it's not Rainbow Neos, it's Evil Hero Neos Lord. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Ah, that's dumb. That's dumb, that's stupid. Turn player gets priority. That's mandatory, this is optional. Oh, wait, for real? Hell yeah. It is a little bit difficult to keep track of all the hero support. Is that permanent? It is a permanent. They have my monster now. Although, there's a problem with they... Oh. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, yeah, there's a problem with they have my monster now. Which is, are they dead? Let's see. So... trying to work it out. I don't think so. Activate to special summon, because that's a thingy effect. Special summon... It doesn't really matter which, but we'll do this to get rid of this. That doesn't work. And that is your one monster effect. My one monster effect will be this. We're going to get Anima on the field. We're then going to special Jizu. And we're then going to Snatch Duel with Anima. Yeah, they're not dead. They're fucking close. Oh no, they just are dead, right? Ah, they had protection. No, I'm really bad at math, and they had protection. Right, they have one monster effect. One monster effect might be all they need, but if they don't use that effect to get to a way to fusion summon, or to get to a fusion monster, they have one monster effect, so I think that's pretty good, you know? Well, there's Drop Put, which means that Inspector Border is no longer the floodgate he could be. Pitch Drop Put. And that's specifically just for Border. It has to be, right? You... Okay. There's your one monster effect. So let's see what they do with their one monster effect. Because that's a condition. And they can clear the Anima, but then there are no monsters on the field and they can't even do anything. Like, they can't even Spirit of Neos. I think they haven't thought this through unless they have a fusion spell. They haven't thought this through. No, my V-Jam! How did they know I had a second one in hand? They could make something big, but we have a Kaiju. And the thing is, like, if they had a fusion spell, they would have used it by now. They didn't even want to attack over the Anima. That is very funny. Can I just tribute? No, I can't tribute summon it. This has its effects back online. So... what if we just... you know. What if we did a funny? Anima for game? Good game. Maybe one of the less fair games on our opponents, but that's literally the point of this deck. We're trying to win. I'm playing with one pack per win. Give me something, you know? So it's 60 card heroes, right? Yes, yes it is. That is an evil hero. For a moment I thought it was some hard death thing. They've got 1 and 1. Does that mean they're on Kluger? I don't know. Okay, they're not on Kluger, but they are on Super Poly, so they could make Loving Defender. 1 Red Reboot. 1 Maxi. 1 Ash Blossom. Optimal. Purely, you know, purely rationalized deck building. They had 1 Nearest Fusion, yeah. But the thing is, Nearest Fusion is at least, like, I feel that's searchable, right? It's a card that fusion summons that mentions heroes. Like, surely that's searchable. Right, what do we get? Number C43. I don't think we even have 43. And even if we did, that's 3 level 2 darks, which we can't do. 2 for 1 team. It's not a coin toss, so I don't need it. Draw Muscle's not bad. No, that isn't bad at all. It's a draw card. It works in the stall deck, but the thing is, this is basically Upstart Goblin, so it will have the same theory. If you wouldn't play Upstart in a 41 card deck, then you probably shouldn't play Draw Muscle. But it is good. 7 tools, that's just a counter trap. I think we... depending on what we go against, we could make use of it, but I don't think it's essential. Master Duel has a lot more traps than TCG, I feel like, or a lot, because the format's a little bit more diverse, you can run into literally anyone. Yeah, none of the rest of those are particularly relevant. So let's see what our 1 Master Pack can offer us. We'll get back to Plat soon. We'll get back to 2 packs per win, and then never win a game. Right. A Drytron card we aren't using. Marince's card, which we can't use. Harpy... It's big, but I don't think we even have enough to make use of it. We have a few Ignites. Maybe worth looking at what we have again, just to refresh ourselves. Can't play. It's constructed or nothing. Yeah, we don't have Shining Sarcophagus. I'm not sure if we have a card that mentions it either. We can have a look. In fact, actually, let's just go over here to have a look. It saves looking through the collection. Your cards. Oh wait, we have cards that mention Shining Sarcophagus. We just don't have it. If your opponent draws a card, while you control yeah, but here's the thing. While you control Shining Sarcophagus. While you control Shining Sarcophagus. It is a permanent increase by 3. But it's not really worth it. So, let's go back to the duels and just take a quick peek at what Ignites we have. Because I think we have a few, but I don't know how many. Not really enough. Like, that's 4, 6, 7 monsters. And 6 spell traps. It's getting there, definitely. The thing is, like, there are very few decks you can play pure in a Masochist series. One of the few we're getting close to is Super Heavy by the sheer volume of cards that they have belonging to their archetype. But there's also the problem of, like, all the Super Heavy starters are, like, really high-end. Well, okay, there is one low-end Super Heavy starter, which kind of, like, helps us get into other things, but otherwise it's ultra rare, super rare, ultra rare. Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to get into things. I guess there's Soul Peacemaker as well, but, you know, it's banking on very low odds, especially because of the card pool size at the NR rarity, compared to the SR-UR rarity. I don't know what the odds are for pulling any one individual R over, like, a UR or an SR. Interesting name. One of few titles compared to some opponents we've seen. I'm still uncertain whether fewer or more titles are intimidating. I think for me it is just more. Right. What are you playing? You're playing Dark Magician. This isn't going to be useful. We want to set this all the time. This works. This works. We want to save this. It does tell you in game what the odds of pulling the rarities. But what I mean is, like, is it more likely that you're going to, over the course of, like, time, pull one specific SR or a specific rare? Like, if you're just talking about one card individually. So, what are the odds that that's Eternal Soul? Because we do want to wait for them to get to Eternal Soul before we do anything. And unfortunately, I don't think Sangan's going to resolve thanks to Called by the Grave. Someone's probably figured it out, yeah. It's the sort of thing I could Google very easily, I think. Right, they got Timaeus, which really does lead me to believe that it is Eternal Soul. Because if it is Eternal Soul and you get to Dragon Knight, you've basically won the game. Not quite. Yeah, they're stacking the fusion. Send a Spellcaster, so send that. Well, we have an opportunity to do a funny. So let's do it. Bye. Well, Sangan won't resolve this turn for the fact that Sangan is not hitting the grave this turn. Let's say that. And a Kaiju. Right, so I think we always flip it. Eternal Soul. Are they using it? That's the... Use the effect. So we let them use the effect. Definitely. They resolve it. They summon Dark Magician. If you normal... Yeah, I don't care about the singular card draw, because... Bye-bye your one Dark Magician. They get to draw into the fusion spell. We know what that top deck is. Destroy all face-up monsters you control. Okay, so they get that back to hand. That is an issue. I want to save the sour scheduling because it's basically... I need to start thinking of it as removal rather than as preventative measures, right? I believe that they're just going to call by Sangan. Well, they could Ash Sangan as well. That's another option. Right, they have a Dark Magician in the grave. Another Ash Blossom. Great. No, this is fine. Right, what is the condition on this boy? Oh, they're just not worried about Sangan whatsoever. That's fine. I'll happily take that any day of the week. Yeah, let's put Seed face down and just goes Battle phase. We'll just keep punching in for 1,000. They have to respond eventually. And if we've got this here, if we play around our zone, that's the second Cold Buy. They just aren't getting to a starter. Surely Rod gets them to a starter. When this card is normal summon, you can add spell trap from your deck to hand that mentions Dark Magician during your opponent's turn. Yeah, they're like, that definitely gets them there. Right, but here's the funny play. What if... Big. And we'll put it in this column. Anyway, Sangan Search. No, because nothing can be activated in response to its summon. But that's fine. They now have to, Oh, they're wondering about Called By. Is it for the Sangan? It's for Sangan! Damn, my second copy. It'll be useless now. Anyway, they have to at least set Rod. They can start doing things. There's Black Dragon. They have Dragoon. This is a problem. Like, this is a dramatic problem. They just threw. End of the game, right? All they had to do was set the spell traps, and they had like a normal summon. They could have done something. It gets them to a spell trap that mentions Dark Magician. They have a Dark Magician in the graveyard. They could have got to Eternal Soul. Eternal Soul, Fusion, make Dragoon. Dragoon dies by battle in that instance, but, like, they had something. They just didn't. Yeah, they're playing Dragoon as well. And what's the conditions for this? Hand or field? Your guess is as good as mine. Well, actually, no, they could have just done Dark Magician and Dragon. They could have got to the second Eternal Soul. Add one spell or trap that mentions Dark Magician. Oh, it would with the discard, but the thing is, like, they don't, like... This can be destroyed by battle. And the Star Eater is 3200. And the thing is, this isn't on summon. It's once per turn when a card or effect is activated, quick effect. And the thing is... The Star Eater becomes unaffected So, yeah, it would have been immune to Dragoon. But the thing is, they could have just made this. Like, they could have just gone Eternal Soul. Or rather, yeah, normal summon the Rod, Eternal Soul, and Fusion. Then they would have had 1600 on field, which does not, you know, let them die to a single attack. They had 1800 life points. They would have had 200 left, and they have the Dragon Knight on the field, and they can start looping Dark Magician. They were in that game. They just didn't. They just didn't feel like it. I don't know. Dark Magician players confuse me. On a fundamental basis. First off, they exist. Second, their choices are truly something. This is the second road roller we have. That's actually pretty good. That is something that would just go straight in the machine deck. Well, congratulations, we got one new card, and I don't think we can play it. Let's just have a look at what else was in that pack, because I'm 90% certain. Okay, we have that one. That's... oh! We can get out Herald of Perfection. I don't think we have any fairies to actually use with it, but that's something, I guess. I'll take a look at that between streams, definitely. Because Herald of Perfection is just kind of a boss monster by itself. So, possibly a crazy pull. Maybe not right now, but at some nebulous point down the line, I'm sure it will be. I need to faff around with the Therians again. It could. The thing is, it's a discard, and we need the hand advantage. This looks like it's... oh. I don't think we beat Rescue Ace. Like, we can... what can we do? Because they're going to get into 4... yeah, it's going to be the Loner deck, because it's not a full extra deck. So it's the Loner. But the problem is this is still Turbulence set 4, and they will have access to Hydrant. We could clear the Hydrant, but then... like, I'm pretty sure they all still have, like, okay effects, right? Contain. Cannot attack, its effects are negated. But then if you control Hydrant, you see, the cannot attack and effects are negated is enough. It depends how well they play. Possibly. But I feel like as long as they can get access to Turbulence, they do just win. Also, we can only control one Sour Scheduling, as I found out recently, so this is not going to help us out. That's a choice. I guess it does that. But you can't summon it, so they can't summon the Turbulence? Oh wait, no, is it from... oh, it's from your graveyard, okay. I mean, from this position, yeah, I think we are relatively okay. But the problem is... next turn. Well, there's Promethean. So they get the Hydrant back. The problem here is they put Princess in grave. Whatever play we did have... well, Anima loses to Princess, long story short, if a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field. Surely... yeah, you get back Preventer so you can Book of Moon. I mean, if they leave Princess on the field, I think we're okay. I don't like it, but I think we're fine. If they actually put this in the grave, that would be a lot more difficult. That said, they have drawn Spell Traps. And if we fail to summon Anima, then... okay. Nope. That'll kind of do it. The thing is, they... What do we draw? Mirror Force. Okay, so we're not dead, but it's just not easy. So we do this. Rather simple. That's a special summon to their field, which doesn't trigger the Promethean Princess. But they do get a special summon to Rescue Ace. They then have to tribute one, so if they have one in hand, that'll work. There's Turbulence. That's the boy we're afraid of. And they had one during your main phase if another card. So, yeah, the thing is, we do this. They don't care about, well, do they? What's the face down? And then we summon Anima and they just go Princess. If they have any sense, they go Princess. Yeah. One fire you control, one card your opponent controls. Probably the Link. No, Turbulence. I mean, I think I prefer that. They've got an unknown face down, and we've got a whole host of back row. Now, the thing is, I kind of want to put this in this column. It is objectively better to put it in this column, though. So, yeah, set 1, set 2, set 3. Make it look like we're not caring about the columns all that much. They're just rather coincidental. Do you have anything? Well, that's one column gone. We have Mirror Force and Deep Dark Track Pull. Deep Dark allows us to banish the Turbulence, but the problem is they get to recycle these as spell. That's to be fine. If they get to Turbulence, they can activate one spell trap the turn it's set. So, are any of these target an effect monster, unaffected by monster effects, destroyed by battle? Okay, so Mirror Force should clear. The problem is whatever we do after Mirror Force. Assuming Mirror Force makes it to the battle phase, they could just have spell trap removal that they want to use on these. Once per turn, target 4 that are banished. It is 4 exactly. No. Banished and or in your grave. Save it. We've got Mirror Force anyway. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't like it, but it makes sense. The thing is, if we banish it, we just, like, waste a trap where we have another one that does the job better. Now, I guess, luckily, we don't have the Kaiju Field spell up with the required counters on it. And this is where Mirror Force comes into play, yes? Sweet. Cleared the board. They have one set card, which so far hasn't been handy, and that was all they needed to get Turbulence on field. And this is why we saved the Deep Dark Trap Hole. Sod off. Leave. Right, you are top decking. I too am top decking, and my top decks are worse, so... you know what, that is a card. And because we are actually... they play links, I'm going to set it in this one. If they go into the extra deck at all, we get to destroy it. If they don't go into the extra deck, we have a blocker. And they have 4 again. If we... I don't think we end up winning this. It's a hell of a grind to try and outgrind Rescue Ace. if we add Inspector Border up, that stops, like, any of them from doing their effects, but, you know, that's, like, oh, if I had skill drain, of course things would have been different, you know? Anyway. Crackdown's also pretty good. I think we just start applying pressure. This could be removal, but we need to close the duel soon, rather than late. MST, Max C. Max C. They will have had that last turn, so it doesn't make a difference. And they obviously read it, so there's that. Anyway, just go battle phase and poke them for 21. We only need to get in another 3 hits now. And we'll set this one over here. Crackdown could just help us out enough. Prosperity. I think that's better for us long term. They only banished 3 though. I guess. Yeah. This is a normal monster, which is actually going to come in very handy for us. There's Hydrant. So, what do they do now? Ah, you get another normal summon. Yeah. Wait. Am I missing something? I should have been able to... I set the wrong card. That's been evident to everyone looking at this for a couple of minutes now, but I did not set Crackdown. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to Kaiju the Rescue Ace. Okay, main 2. Right, I do need to get in another attack now, which sucks. But, learning curves. And I think Prey of the Jirai Gumo is going to put in work by just being a normal monster. It seems already like it's actually done a bit. Man, we can only control one sour scheduling, and, like, they set it in the worst column. Not only did I set it while I had one face up, I put it in the worst column. Okay. That's gonna have to be okay. We just probably have to save the Crackdown for something that matters. What does that do? Special summon Tribute 1. So the thing is, we kind of can't really use Crackdown properly. Because they just kind of make it fall off by using the spell. I guess we needed to crack down the Airlifter. It's a little rough. Yeah, there's the battle phase. Hitting for 12. Making sure there are no honest-like effects. Do we just do it? What's the spell's effect? It summons in defense position. I can force it. Kind of. Yeah, there you go. So they'll tribute this one. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But they do get Turbulence. Yep. Now the column for this is fantastic, but there's a problem with that. Yep. Anyway, we only take 100. Oh, now they get... So is it a mistake? What's your summoning condition? Banish the Rescue Ace from your grave. They special summoned it. So they were always getting that card onto the field. Which means... what? We would have had a level 4. We would have had a level 4, but they could book it and then Crackdown drops, and I think they get their monster back. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Because Crackdown is essentially an equip spell. I guess that kind of does it, but it doesn't really. Like, sure, we can kaiju this to stop the best effects, but the problem is then, like, this gets higher anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Special this. Those get boosted. Now, they still have whatever face-down effects they want to activate. It's just they're not up to their full power because Hydrant's in Grave. Oh, yeah. I probably should have hit the Gardala. I forgot about that. Yeah, they have it. We're down to top decking and we gave them the resources which we were pretty decently cutting them off from. But they just kind of... They just had it. There's no sugarcoating it, shall we say. Man, like, it really is annoying, because that almost felt winnable. And that's the thing. Because it almost feels winnable, you kind of stay in. Like, now they're top-decking, you know? We have a chance. But we are also top-decking in the same situation if we don't draw something legitimately game-changing. If nothing else, this hand is funny. But does it just beat whatever this is? That could still be any dinosaur deck. Could still be... Okay, so now it should just be dinosaurs rather than Dynamorphia. We can kaiju the boss. Oh wait, Ultimate Conductor's a light. But yeah, we can kaiju the boss, return the kaiju to hand. So, that's funny. The issue is... I think they can get into Ultimate Conductor, like, a couple ways, right? How do you do? They searched it. Okay. You don't have any relateds. Not that many, anyway. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't think any of these would show the relateds. Like, this will show scraps, but that's kind of it. Because these have, like, way too many. Like, this will have related cards, yeah, because it's a scrap monster. I guess I can't read the Ultimate Conductor until it hits the field, and by that point, I've possibly lost the duel. We get to clear something from their field, and then we get to put our 3,300 back in hand. Oh, you just decided to go and look it up. Alright. Okay, so we out it once, and we do out it until they add it back to hand. But it also looks like they're probably going to make Baron. Unless... No, it just looks like they might just make Baron. Nope, that's all tuners now. Curious. I have lost the plot of what they're doing. Which probably doesn't mean that they're a bad player, just that they're doing something that I haven't seen before. which is highly likely. I don't see dinos that much. You deserved a fighting chance. Well, the thing is, I get to read it when it's on the field, and this, like, the point being, it was just, can it be summoned from the grave? It can't be summoned from the grave. It has to be special summoned from hand. That seems pretty cool. I like those odds. That's a Synchro 8 for Savage. Double negate Savage. Okay, so enter Dilemma. How much further do they go? Because the point is, that's an Xyz summon. That's an Omni negate as well. Carder effect. And ignoring its summoning conditions. Right. I guess we see what the top deck is. This is a fire. That's the light. Dark. And that's another Synchro 8, should you wish it. It's also a Link 4. Nope, cannot be used as material. Dolka. Monster effect is activated. Not going to activate a monster effect. So... what do we have? Okay, so we got 2 Omni negates to deal with. Are you a once per turn? You're not a once per turn, you are a once per turn. This effect once per turn. So, the way we do this is we do it like this. Right, now this, once per turn during the main phase, quick effect, destroy a monster in your hand or field, change all monsters face down defense. 26. So, 3 monsters get over it. And we get that as well. So I think this is worth it. We put this in this column. They get baby. They pop baby. Book the field. That's okay. Right. So, what's the issue here? This is a negate the activation, so this would go to grave. Right. So it's 1, 2, 3. And pass turn. They probably want to negate this, so do so. We get the Light Imprisoning Mirror off, and then Cubic Ascension, I guess. They could still be having Ash Blossom in hand. Well, how much of their hand do I know? I have no idea. I think we want to let them get into battle phase. Link 2, Unicorn. Link 3, even Unicorn. Type 1 card and field shuffle it into the deck. They discard an Ash. They probably have another Ash. It's Cubic. You hit the Cubic Ascension, you ass. Come on. They're reading. They are not used to this card. Maybe I should have done it the other way around, because it bounces the barrel back, but then they get to summon it again, and they have links in the grave, so... It's not like they wouldn't. I don't know if we have Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, but if we do, maybe it's worth just putting it in. The Cubic Ascension was probably what saved us there, because I believe we're looking at well over lethal. No, we did the right... we did the right course of action. It was just a rough start because opponent goes first, and, you know, we don't play any hand traps, really, for the fact that the hand traps we have are 2 Bestials. And that's it. It is genuinely just 2 Bestials. Granted, one of them's Magnum up, so that can search the other one. As far as hands go, this is awful. As far as opponents go, this is a free win. Bot. FTK victory. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if we have Shadow Imprisoning. But if we do, definitely playing it. And that's the FTK, so there's no point actually checking that deck. Right, I gotta pop away for a couple seconds. So I'm just gonna turn down the game music, put some YouTube on, and be right back. Bear with. As it turns out, speedrunning apparently. Let's turn off that be right back bit. And right. For some reason OBS is not updating with what's being viewed, but the stream is, so I guess that'll have to do. Right, oh, yeah, game music back on. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Right, so let's open some legacy tickets first, because we got 3 of them. We could get a whole host of things from this. There's some really good cards in this set. Like... Oh, actually, Soul Levy is genuinely fantastic. I think we just play that in the stall deck, sun deck, whatever you want to call it. People are on a 40 card deck. If they special summon like 5 times, that's 15 mils. People like to play Maxi as well. Worth thinking about. Definitely worth thinking about. Izanami, Spirit Support, so that immediately puts it a bit lower. Certainly a card. Genuinely did not know this was a card. You know, I consider that I have, like, a relatively decent knowledge of, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card pool. Of, like, yes, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. No, this does not exist. And then I've been finding that playing this challenge, there are a lot of cards that I just have never seen ever. Even trawling through the database as often as I have for, like, gimmicky texts or, like, things to make this playable. Ooh, that is the single best Amorphage card. We have to get it on the field. It is a tribute summon, realistically. But that probably just goes in the stall deck. We actually have a couple of the other Amorphages as well, so we could possibly even do something with that, which is a little bit nuts. A little bit crazy. Opponent, when it activates its effect, return it to the hand. That's nice. I mean, in the duel just gone, as a situation, or the one that we just played, rather than the one just gone. The one just gone was a bot. But the one just played, if the Borrowload, Savage Dragon activates its effect to gain counters, we can bounce it back to the hand. Well, no. When it activates its effect. This would need to be equipped prior to that. Still, pretty good removal card, actually. It's compulse with a couple conditions, but we have some amazement things, so not the worst, definitely. Right, and we want to take a look at the deck anyway for a couple of reasons. So, imprisoning, that's what we're looking for. We have light. We have 4 copies of light. Okay. What do we have in the related Amorphage section? Because that's a pendulum 5. 5, 3. Yeah. You can't pendulum summon it out. Do any of these allow you? No, none of them allow you to do it. What about the field spell? Does that change anything? No, it really doesn't. That's weird. I've never really noticed that you couldn't actually pendulum summon out, what, 2 of the... Oh, more than 2. You can pendulum summon 1, 2, 3... You can pendulum summon 4 of the 8. Yeah, you can pendulum summon 4 of them. But yeah, how do we get this on field? The Time Lord's a single summon as long as I don't control any monsters. Time Breaker's a normal summon. The Kaiju's are special summons. Special summons, like... I have to treat these like tribute summons, but they aren't really tribute summons. This is a tribute summon. There's no other way I'm doing it. And some of these cards aren't great. Cauldron of the Old Man has not saved me a game yet. However, I also haven't found it turn 1 of any game. Is food for thought? Do we need 5 Kaijus? Having 5 Kaijus means we draw into them more often, we have more consistent removal. We have the field spell and Metaverse and 5 Kaijus. We are more likely to see any individual kaiju than the field spell or Metaverse. And as for the stuff that's a bit lower down, Sangan's Searching Power, which is good. The level 1 SR, level 2 UR, those are both tuner monsters, we need those. Inspector Board is a staple, Peacephilia is indestructible. DD Warrior Lady is possibly like the weakest link, but it's still pretty good basic removal. Thanks. I think we cut the Warrior Lady and we add in Goliath. Is it risky? Yes. Oh, and we wanted to add in Soul Levy. I think we cut a sour scheduling. It's been good. We can only control 1, and we've got to treat it like spell removal, kind of like really slow spell removal. Because we ideally want it where we know our opponent's going to summon to that column, or has summoned to that column. And because of the existence of exactly infinite impermanence and Mech Knights, people don't play into columns. So, on with the next duel. Will these things help? If we can get them off, maybe. We might actually just want to play more Amorphages in general. Because they still gain their effect if they're flipped. Speaking of... this would have been a lot better going first. But it is what it is. Yeah, a lot better. I think if we were going first, we'd normal summon Raffion. Normal Raffion, set Soul Levy, set Banishing Trap Hole, activate Soul Levy as soon as possible, and just watch them mill. At least that's the theory, because this can only destroy a monster. That would have been 3. Doesn't count normal summons, only special summons. I reckon most people would just go balls to the wall and start summoning. Truly diabolical combo against Blue Eyes, Soul Levy and Light Imprisoning. Alright, they've got Jet Dragon into rotation. And they added... yeah, there we go. Which puts True Light. They have Blue Eyes Engrave. And this one can give them Tyrant Dragon. If they wanted to, of course. I believe what the answer is Synchro Summon and... no, opponent's card effects. They're still vulnerable to their own conditions. So they probably don't Synchro for the 12 here. It's just Synchro 9 and keep it on board. What can I do? I can burn them for 3k. And that's about it. Yeah, I can burn them for 3k. Target. This, yeah, the problem with the Time Lords is that they can be targeted, long story short. Other cards cannot be destroyed by battle. Cannot target Blue Eyes. Then destroy. So, the way I see it, we just normal summon Raffion. Doesn't really matter which column. Yeah, I'm not special summoning. That wasn't even a special summon itself, so it's a little funny. And then what? We set Soul Levy, the Banishing Trap Hole, and the Prey of the Jiraiya. I feel that's correct. But of course, we go to battle phase, we make them take the 3k first. So, battle. And end a battle phase. Burn for 3. Main 2. Set Soul Levy, set Prey, and set this one. Because it's the default zones. Ooh, wait, no, I think I've been... I don't think most people are going to read into it that deep. I think actually the Banishing Trap Hole is the next default zone after the center. I don't think people really notice that, but it's something. Soul Levy. Start milling. It's not the best card even in this case. They got 29 cards in deck. They need to go through a lot of summons. I guess that's the thing. It could put Drill Beat, like all the Primite stuff, in the grave, which is more likely a threat to me, honestly. Ah. You see, they have to attack with this one first. Which actually sucks for me. So... do this, I think, right? Ah, right. Until the end of the next turn. Wait, no. Yeah, that's fine. It goes to grave. But they can hit over this, then. It means they have to spend an attack hitting over this to get back the Jet Dragon, though. 1500 or less is the other part, really. They mill 3, I guess. But yeah, they've still got well over lethal on board. So, tough shit for me. Pardon me. Apologies. They've attacked with this, they attack with this, bounce this back to the hand. That is 8-5 direct. Yep. What other plays did I have access to? Not much. No. Was Goliath good there? No. Does he need to be cut currently? Probably. But it's early days. We give him a test. We give him his fair shot. The thing is, all the lower level amorphages need to be flip summoned. Which means the ones that can be flip summoned put up no kind of pressure. The ones that can't be flip summoned, you need... Or the ones that could be flip summoned, but then, you know, won't survive it, put up offensive pressure, but they don't actually do the floodgate thing. Well, if nothing else, we have a chance. Let's see what we draw, but I think this is a pretty clear-cut duel. Vijam. That'll do. I actually want to keep Peace Feeler on the field, so... we summon Vijam. Activate Destrudo. Steep cost, but it gets us into Yazi, and that'll do pretty much for dealing with this. It's a bot account. Is it because, like, of the name it's a boss account? Like, is that just known, or is it just that, like, you've seen it before? Yeah. Like, there's always two options, and I'm never sure if it's either someone who's just so new, or if it's a bot account, but either way, it's a free win. There is no way someone on 40 cards, no extra, summoning Flamvel Magician as their turn 1 play, has a better deck. Might take us a couple of turns, this isn't exactly the strongest. But it does stack the deck. Of course, we play through it. We take any win we can get. Oh. I just realised earlier I didn't actually leave any music on because I'd left YouTube muted. That's unfortunate on my part. Well, at the very least they're making it a little bit faster. You gotta appreciate the small things. Now I only need a 3200. I can get a kaiju, but there's no point. Sangan. Sure, you know what? Sangan is more attack. And let's search ourselves a kaiju. Any old kaiju. What's 7? What's the other 7? And yeah, there's no Banish Light or Dark. Yazi is very nice for the fact that the summon that we have in deck for Yazi is Mirage Dragon, who can target a Banished Light or Dark to special it. And then, of course, because Mirage Dragon is a tuner monster, it basically goes into a Synchro summon. But that depends. It gets us into Volgate, Star Eater, or Borreload. Anyway, they've got 22. It'll be just this turn. At the very worst, we can search another kaiju, you know. Do you think they'll hit over the Sangan? I think that's the question. Well, okay, with that attack stat, no. No, they will not hit over Sangan. What do you think? Rush recklessly in damage? Is that the hidden tech that they've got face down or in their hand? Dark Honest. 4 kaiju counters. You know, I could summon Peacephilia for game. How often is that gonna happen? And besides, it ups the normal summon count. I gotta get through those lifetime missions at some point. Battle phase. Sangan. And Peacephilia for game. Up the win rate. And the thing is, these kind of bot decks still make it into Platinum just through sheer number of games played, which is ridiculous to me. Right. Another pack. Another chance to get some amazing cards. And just because it's shiny doesn't mean they aren't amazing. Mimicking Maneater Bug is a rare in the Legacy pack. But unfortunately, that's not... Each time a monster you control is sent to the graveyard, or a card in your opponent's graveyard is banished. That's specific. A bit too specific for me. Scrap Factory really good though. Red Eye's Toon Dragon. We've got a couple Toon monsters, but I don't think we have anything to support them. Ritual Beast Steeds. That's not our first copy, but we don't have any Ritual Beasts. That is our first Daybreak, but we don't really have Reptiles. Super good card, though. Doesn't lock you. The Toons are very high rarity for no reason, yeah. But we've got, like... We've got the Toon Ancient Gear Golem. Let's actually... Oh yeah, right, I can't look at the pack because you're not high rarity enough. Yeah, but I've got a couple Toon cards. Like, the Toon Ancient Gear Golem is playable in our machine deck. Because we have some Ancient Gears. Oh, wow. There we go. Yeah, we have a couple Toon... Oh, wait, we have Toon World. Actually playable. Because we also have Toon Sidra, Toon Ancient Gear, Toon Barrel, OG Toon World. Yeah, not Kingdom World. If you control a Toon World and a Toon, target a monster special to your field or set spell trap. If you control Toon World. The issue is that it's a continuous spell which we actually have no way of getting to. Yeah, Toon Sidra is just a special summon. I know that. Because it's basically just Sidra. With Summoning Sickness. But the problem is, I just don't think that's quite good enough. Like, we're playing the Kaijus because they're removal of an opponent's thing and a free special summon if we draw a pair of them. These are free summons as long as we get a Light Dark into our graveyard, or our opponent is on, you know, Fiendsmith for, say, Blue Eyes. Just need to control a level 6 or lower monster, which is a good chunk of the deck. Normal summons. Normal summons. You know, I don't think he's actually making the cut, honestly. He's not been good each time we've seen him. But yeah, I guess that is something for me to consider about the machine deck. Those are 2 level 5 light machines. And granted, the opponent has to control a monster, we have to control none, but that is 1 free special summon anyway. Yeah, Toon deck, not really a thing, but Ancient Gears, machines, not Red Eyes, right? We got... Well, no, this can get into the Red Eyes. Attack your opponent when they summon. Your opponent summons a monster. Go to the battle phase, then end the battle phase, and go back to main phase 1. You can special summon a Toon monster from your hand except Toon Red Eyes, ignoring its summoning conditions. That doesn't need to control Toon World to do that. It just gets Summoning Sickness. Yeah. Granted, I don't really have any ways to get, like, level 1s into rotation specifically. And none of this stuff really searches it. No. Tribute this card, normal summon... Yeah, no. Nothing really gets to it. But we could special summon the Red Eyes. Anyway, save this, the change being that we took out Goliath. I don't think we need to replace it with a card, we just jump into the next one. Yeah, the reason why I built, like, a ninja deck instead of the machine deck is because I just don't actually know where we're going with the machine pile. Like, it feels so close to being together, but still very disjointed. I mean, as far as hands go... I'll take it. Technically, monster removal, Marshmallow, and potentially infinite negate attack, you know? Dark Sanctuary has won us several games, and very nearly won us several others. If not for the fact that our opponent got scared and didn't attack until they drew Harpy's Feather Duster. I will say the most consistently scared player I've seen of this card is Centurion players. They just seem to refuse to attack into it on principle. Couldn't tell you why. Yeah, second coin toss is like a fantastic card for this. We've got Proton Blast, but the obvious issue is that it requires us to get to exactly this. There's nothing else we have that has coin tossing effects in the deck at the moment. Well, do I just, like... I think I do, right? What are you on? That's a dark. No. Earth. Okay, that's fine. So that's a hand trap. Destroy a card. Yes. Ring of Destruction. That's fine. That means I basically got an attack in anyway. I want the Kaiju's in my grave. Yeah, I think we do it. It's more damage. And if they ash the search, then at least they've used an ash on it, you know? Veiler. So yeah, they've got to be bricked on some hand traps, I guess. Oh, actually very funny. I should put Sour Scheduling in the same column so I can bounce Magnum, use it on their turn. Anyway, each attack they let me get in makes it so much more risky for them to even attack once. This is definitely the play. Set Sour Scheduling. If they even activate a card in this column, I bounce Magnum up back to hand, and I hopefully, depending on the card, keep this, which is just Marshmallow. So, even if the first attack goes, doesn't get negated, then I get to stack a monster. That was a special summon. But they put a Blue Eyes in the grave, so I think we do this. Bounce the Magnum up. They now have to commit a normal summon. And then we can banish the Blue Eyes. The one time you don't have it. Yeah. Okay, so they're just going to Monster Reborn Blue Eyes. That is A-okay. They now control a monster, so I can actually use Magnum Up properly, because they've got Effect Veiler in their grave. They could still have, like, another Ash or another Veiler, but that's for them. Alright, there's Dictator. That's fine. Choices, choices. Target spell trap. So there goes the Dark Sanctuary then. Okay, that's unfortunate, but we do still have Marshmallow, and that will probably be enough in this case. I mean, looking at what they have, I think it has to be. So we let that go through. Okay. Can we chain to it? Okay, we can't chain to it, unfortunately. So... whatever we search... No. No, this is actually completely fine. We don't use Magnum at this turn at all. No. We use it this turn. What's banished? Lightning Strike Kaiju. Nothing from theirs. Right, so we now do this to get this out of the grave. And we attempt to search. That goes through. Normal summon this. And Synchro Summon. Big boy. Bungus. Gogen Zeka himself. And if they ever activate a spell card, or a trap card, I get 3 cards in hand. Now they get to choose. And they probably choose this. So that they can keep a Blue Eyes on board. That's fine. The one where if I pull a Royal Rare I get like an additional card. Or an additional pack rather. Yes I do. I got so far I've got a Super Heavy pack, an Artifact pack, the Face card pack, you know, the Poker Knights, and I think just a regular Master pack. That's a-okay. We let that happen. I've got a pile of cards that do nothing. Yeah, we do too. Right. But unless they... Oh, it's so over. I gotta do it. I have been at this for a long time. Well, maybe not a long time, actually. I don't know. Depends how long you've been playing. Have I been at it that much longer? Gogen Zeka. Honor is yours. Yes! Defense! I've probably just been at it longer. When did you start? I take it that was just Blue Eyes, right? Just actual Blue Eyes? Okay, badly constructed, though. Like, that's reasonable to win against. But yeah, how long have you been playing? I guess that's the crux of the question, right? Because I believe... Let me just leave it on this screen for a second. Let me dupe this, go to my own channel. Yeah, if you for some reason don't know, I have a YouTube channel. And these streams do eventually end up on there. Right. Let's see. Oh, I've gained a subscriber. Neat. Content. Playlists. This playlist. Videos. And I'm looking for the bottom one. I started mid-August last year. So yeah, I've been going for a few months, you could say. I've been, you know... Sorry, skip this. That's good for Pac-Man. It's more Spellcaster support for that Dark Magician deck we don't have because we're missing Dark Magician. That's a... I mean, that's anti-Raigeki? No, it's anti-Dust or Lightning Storm. Okay. Metal Tank, Fairy, Bayonetta. But yeah, so I've been playing it routinely, sort of like twice a week, going for about 3 hours Monday, Thursdays, since probably October, November. I think October, probably. Before that, it was just kind of in my free time, and I recorded the sessions, but I didn't stream them. Another Therian stand-up. Would be better if we had more Therians. That is another Cosmo. If this card is destroyed by battle, card effect, banish this special summon level 5 or lower Cosmo from deck. That is A-OK. It's 2400 on a level 6. I don't know what level 5s we have, level 5 or lowers we have, other than the pilots themselves. But it's a decent card. Dragon Mastery. Dragoonity! Dragoonity support, but it's not a Dragoonity spell trap. Once per turn, select a face-up monster you control, equip it with a Dragon-type Dragoonity. I think it probably goes in that deck, realistically. It's light and dark while face-up on the field. Discard, send a light or dark with a different attribute from deck to grave. Cannot special summon. Yep, that's not fantastic. Rage is a fine equip spell. But yeah, how long does that mean we've been going? Nearly a full year now. Yeah, a couple months from. Xyz is good for the machine deck, that it is. What I'm actually more curious at looking at is we very slowly pull these guys. Oh, very slowly indeed, apparently. We don't have the rest of the materials. Yeah, never mind. But yeah, we've actually got a decent amount of Cosmo cards now. We've got 5 pilots and 4 ships, along with 2 destructions. Shuffle them into the deck. That might be good. Shuffle Ash Blossom into the deck. Shuffle a Hand Trap into the deck. Banish this card from the graveyard first time. That's okay. That's fine, but it only equips to the pilots. Granted, we have more pilots. Type a banish, return it to the hand, lose. Reveal any number of Cosmos, shuffle, draw. And add a Cosmo if it dies. Yeah, the Cosmo deck's coming along. Oh yeah, what do we actually have in way of scraps? A couple cards. But we don't have any part of the combo. Yeah, because the combo is like these two. So, it exists. What about you again? All scraps gain 200. I feel like that was something that gave them, more continuous attack defense, but... Right, let's go into the next duel. Just keep it rolling. Keep the wins coming, right? And yeah, for the sake of everyone's general entertainment, interest, and, my own sanity, we will switch up from stun next stream. Because, it's just, I don't mind just winning by whatever means in this, but it's got to be annoying for the person sitting across, right? The bot has returned. Oh yeah, so it has. But there was no response from the game server. We were denied our free win. They kept up with us. They ranked up already. That's a hell of a lot of titles. I probably should be intimidated. Hand's fine. 41-15. So, constructed deck. Set 1. I think we just set 2 because this has 25. It's not Marshmallow, but it's kind of 2500 defense is not what people will expect. People would expect Ash Blossom. Reasoning. I do not like that. Let's... Well, I have to declare a level now. They're on 41. What do you call? Let's try one. Well, I got it. Not for the reasons that I thought I'd get it, but I did get it. Fusion Destiny, fuck. Kaiju field spell, methinks. Ooh, they're letting it resolve. We got a Kaiju in hand, so we can just Kaiju them. Activate Waterfront. Yes. These two go to the graveyard. This gets 2 counters. If they pop this or this, that's 3 counters. And they also can't summon for the rest of the turn except heroes. They're putting it in the same column, which is fun. Are they playing around Prey of the Jiraiya? Are they? Because the thing is, it doesn't actually matter if you do, like, Imperm, right? Because it's a monster. Well, that's 4. During the standby phase of the next turn. Let's go! So, they get DPE back, we Kaiju it, we search Gadala. If they block us from the search of Gadala, then we are in maybe dire straits, but, you know. Okay, so they just keeping it off the field. Yeah. Yours dies, but I get to keep mine. Well, that's funny. Okay, so we go for the search anyway in this case, then. If they stop it, they stop it. It's not crucial. And if it is... Yeah, if we're going against a higher Kaiju, we need to have Gadala in hand, really. We want... So we want to flip this up. And we want to normal summon this. And we just want to hit battle phase. I think they are probably just on heroes. It's just those, like... It threw me for a loop, those couple of mills, you know. Also, speaking of, like, what is it? Destiny Fusion. We have Destiny Fusion. We just don't have any guys we can actually summon. Now, to play around DPE, I'm going to target my own guy and just get rid of the both of them. Do you want to Imperm or Veiler? No. Right. I can get rid of a Spell Trap. You could DPE to pop my Cosmic Cyclone if you want, but, like, that's a worthwhile trade to me. And I'm going to whittle down their life points a lot faster than they whittle down mine if they decide that DPE does not need to remain on the field. So this comes back. It is still heroes. They could probably OTK me out, like, with, you know, just breathing, but... Let's see, just straight battle phase. Getting in for 25. Sure, go for it. Destroy whatever you want. Get it back during the standby phase. Now, they do get to DPE when my monsters come back, I believe. Yeah, so we have to resolve this one first. We're turn player. We... Yeah, I think we just do it in this column. That's fine. DPE pops back. They use DPE to drop something. Whatever it is A-OK that they get rid of. There's that. Okay. Do I have to target a face-up? No, target a monster on the field. So, let's search again. If they block it with Ash, they block it with Ash. We get the Lightning Strike. I think we just hit in for 14. Hit in for 14. Main 2. Set. Give them 2 guys to target. They can't see, they can see it was inspector border. Card was temporarily banished. Card was temporarily banished. Cannot be normal special summon, but it's returned to the field. And it's returned to the field face down. I guess they could see its inspector border, but doesn't matter when it comes down to it at the end of the day. What are they thinking about? Because, like, DPE comes back, they've got a guaranteed 25. If they can put up 3k, they win. The alternate win condition I have is that I can keep 2 bodies on the field to tribute summon for a kaiju. Because these are all big. I really need to get, like, one of these 2 off. Alright, so standby phase, DPE comes back. Is it just DPE hand traps? Have you, like, just bricked horribly? I got no idea. You could destroy the field spell. I feel like if they had anything, they would do it a lot faster. Apparently DPE control is not working out against the kaiju player. And they can just target the field spell. They don't have to target the field spell, even. I get my 2 guys back and they target things in standby phase. But that is funny. Okay, sure. Now, you can probably just target Inspector Border. Like, surely, right? Yeah, there goes Inspector Border. Right. So I can Synchro for 5. I mean, I can just get in for, like, most of the damage, right? Yeah, that's 21. We can't make up the difference. Oh, I could have specialed it. I could have specialed it into a tribute summon. Maybe I've thrown it. We will have to wait and see. Because each draw we give them is very dangerous. And if they're this close to losing... Well, if they're this many cards through their deck, surely they've got something. Right. So, what do we do here? We could put up a body. We can draw 1 card. No, we can't. If they have anything, we're dead. So I'm just going to leave them both on field. They might be able to attack over them, but it keeps our life points safer. That's my way of thinking. Whether it's correct is entirely different. We have 800 life. I have 2 monsters. They brought back Disc Commander. We are in danger. Unless it was right next to... No, it definitely wasn't right next to DPE. The thing is, they definitely had stuff earlier, right? There's no way... They just wanted to, like, give me a feeling of hope. Surely, right? And yeah, I completely threw. Oh wait, no, hold on. Octosearch. That's what... They've had this in hand the whole time. That's why it's had something on attack declaration the whole time. They have genuinely just had, like, what they needed. I swear. I mean, do I bother? They're not going to run out the clock, right? They're just going to, like, they just need to get to, like, 3-7. Or 2 attacks. That's only attacking once. 200. Can't be short of battle. Like, if I can put a kaiju on the field currently, I still win. That does it, I think, right? So they currently have 31 on the board. Special and defense. They just need to get this up to 3,000, which is pretty easy. They only need to control, like, the Goki Link. If they can get 2 Goki Links, they win. Like, any 2 links. Alternatively, I think that's just raw enough damage. I guess they've humored me this long. You're just blanket unaffected, aren't you? Unaffected by other cards' effects, yeah, Link summoned. So, like, even if I could get Gardala on the field, it wouldn't have done it, particularly. The thing is, my big kaiju also just would have been outed by DPE. Like, I would keep the 2 bodies on the field. Well, yeah, I would have put the 2 bodies on the field, attacked him with the kaiju. They just halve the damage. Yeah, I'll protect it. I'll keep my field spell. I'm definitely living another turn to use it, you know. They just keep going. They just keep going. Link 3. So yeah, it's your average 3,500, or 5,300, sorry, access code. They don't stop. Is this really just a Goki deck with, like, a couple hero cards? Do I just genuinely get... I think I just had to have gotten the wrong impression, right? Well, they took their fucking time about it. That fucking sucks. It's not even like we were actually close to winning. They just let us have the illusion. Which is really a shitty thing for them to do, you know? They could just, like, summon guys. They could have put anything on board. I guess they didn't want to because I was playing kaijus, but, like, come on. Do you fear a guy who's got, like, the field spell and a couple kaijus, not Gameciel? They had the opportunity to read everything I searched, so I can only imagine they did. This is a very standard deck, so we shall treat it with a very standard T-set. Just slightly misaligned. Because I'm playing around Mech Knights. There has been a time when I just didn't play around Mech Knights. And it did... Ooh. Apologies, chat. And it did actually just straight up cost me the duel. Because I was just like, who cares? Let's put these cards in the same column. So they have a... Let's see. Monster... That's a monster negate. Card that targets. Okay. So I believe they don't have an out to the Mirror Force currently. However, that might change very soon. I'm not particularly familiar with this. I'm just familiar with the fact it can rip a card from my hand, which I find really annoying. This boy, right? Send one random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard during the end phase. Fun effect, you know? Yeah, I don't think they have anything that prevents them from being destroyed, though. The thing is, they get recursion. And this is a quick effect special summon on my turn. Jesus. So, okay, we get to Mirror Force the board. But, like... great, you know? What does that actually do for us? It doesn't look like it does much. You... Oh dear. Not you. Oh, and that's just reciprocal. That's... You don't have to... Like, the fact that they can trigger this really annoys me. Because you just set a card, use it as removal, basically. There's Nightmare Apprentice. Rota. Okay, and what do with the Rota? You get Tau. I don't actually know what Tau does. Oh, come on, don't... No. Please don't summon the Diabells. Please do not pop Mirror Force. You're gonna summon the Diabells from the grave. I don't know what you're making with the Tau, but that's how you do it. Guardian Chimera. Nope, who cares? My 2 cards are going to the grave for a different reason. Because fuck me, I guess. Is that also just lethal? No, you're 200 off. But the thing is, even if the Sangan Search goes through... Oh, wait, yeah, it comes out in defense position. Even if the Sangan Search goes through, then, I just possibly lose the card in the end phase anyway. So based on that, what do I get? Because I can't use its effects this turn. That'd be funny. Dumb, but funny. What do I have? I have Sangan. I think it's just Destrudo, right? Because if Destrudo goes to grave, we can still use it. I activated fucking Sangan. I know it's like... There's no way to design these cards if your opponent's activated a card effect around, like, you know, your opponent just playing god-awful things. But, like, it feels especially punishing when it's like your opponent activated, you know, I don't know, Aroma Jar. Aroma Jar doesn't actually trigger it because of the effects, but, you know, your opponent activates Sangan, and that is what triggers this. Anyway, is that 2/4? Do you have multiple attacks or something? At the moment, I am looking at less than lethal. On the other hand, I am getting a card ripped from my hand. And the only card I really want ripped from my hand is Destrudo. So what I'm What I'm hearing is I'm not dead. What I'm also hearing is you have, like, everything. Because you can just summon back from the grave. That's a fiend. That's a beast. Next duel. I know it's going to be harder. It's early, like, it's still early month. It's the first, 5 days, right? But god fucking damn. There's no chance this is a bot. Win and you'll gain rank, no titles. 9. It could be a bot then. Could also be Masochist. It could be many things. Normal this. Set this. And set the Ghost Bird, I think. This is probably good enough. If the Ghost Bird is able to stay on the field, it will clear probably whatever else they have. If it is not able, we can get Metaion on the field. Okay. Just normal summon. 1600. This kind of feels like it has to be a player with a 9 card extra, but at the same time it could just be weird bot ratios, honestly. It's not an important distinction to make between player and bot most of the time. In fact, has it ever been important? Is that a tribute summon? Oh, special summon. Huh. So I could search a kaiju next turn. Discard 1 spell, special this. Oh, they're really going in for the offense. This is actually going to work. This is new pack bot or an actual like Masochist player or something like that. I don't know. But it's one of those two. The actions are player speed. The deck composition doesn't feel bot-like. I'm not sure. It could be like the Sky Striker, what was it, bundle that was available until recently. But that feels like a long time for a particular, like, for a bot to stick to a deck, right? Normally you create a bot and it just uses, like, the newest selection pack. Or if it was doing a bundle at the moment, it'd do the branded bundle. This is definitely a player. They're considering their actions way too long. I changed my mind. I don't fucking know. Who cares? It's a free win. It just takes me a few turns to get there. It's a very free win that it just takes me a few turns to get there. I hope you're all interested in the riveting gameplay that's occurring. We managed to rank up into Gold 3, so we have, like, I haven't kept track of the wins, like, completely, but we managed to rank up into Gold 3. So we have at least 3 wins. We'll just grab this. It's just a kaiju for the sake of having a kaiju. We should also set guys while we have the chance. It's not going to take us that long to clear this. We can tribute summon next turn if we want to put them on a slightly faster clock. we could also just straight up Kaiju next turn. That's also an option. We've got this on the field, so yeah, as long as they end on a monster that doesn't end up attacking this thing, we can Kaiju their monster, Anima, take it, game. Well, 100 off. But we can just double Kaiju. Quick effect, target spice strikes, but yeah. Certainly a card. I mean, I guess if you attack... Well, no, I'd rather you didn't attack the face-up monster, actually, in this case, but I guess you do. And you might as well take the damage for it. I need 100 damage. Either 1100 or 100. That does it. Flip this, activate, target, and special, because that's not quite it, so we'll do Yazi. Yazi really has been just, like, one of the OG best pulls we've had. Granted, like, you know, it just wouldn't have been anywhere near as good if we didn't get Destrudo, but, like, the amount of times he's just come in clutch for not being able to be targeted, acting as spot removal, it's insane. Anyway, I am curious if that was just, like... So... yeah, probably the Sky Striker bundle, or something like that, I guess. I don't really know. It is a good card. Just because it's old doesn't matter. And the thing is, we have other Yang Zings, I just don't think they work well enough together with what we have at the moment. Yep, we can't use that. That's our second. That's not worth it. That, on the other hand, that's a decent card. That will go in the Dragoonity deck. Extinguish. Exploder, the number 2. Second, yeah, okay. You see, this is a frequent occurrence. However many cards in this master pack? 8,706. 2,900 rare or commons, 2,400 rares, 2,100 supers, and 1,200 ultras. And we still get duplicates for those various rarities. Like, you probably won't know this. However, I have 2 of the Tenpai Synchro 10. It could be any UR in the game, but I've got 2 of the Tenpai Synchro 10. Why? Why do I even have 1 of it? I can't complain, like, I've got Fenrir, but, like, it's just so weird. So in theory, this is actually just a bot, and, like, playing the game marginally just does it. But also, this is rather decent. 3 of the Senju Pendulum, that's a normal. Yeah. Like, we've got some duplicates that are just, like, stupid. Like, we've got 4 of this one. Doesn't matter that we've got more of it, but we have 4. And the thing is, I'm never, like, I don't think I get to craft cards for any of the higher... Ooh. Okay. What's the pendulum effect? Okay. That's... Oh. It's just bot. It's just straight bot. I might as well actually put a prey so that, you know, if the attack succeeds, or if the, so that they crash into 1900 points of damage instead of 100, you know? Damn it. 100. This is the one instance where Dark Sanctuary has very often worked against me. It would be so much faster if the opponent would crash into me and my monsters. But it just doesn't work that way because I've got the attack negate field spell. I hope you're thrilled, on the edge of your seat, waiting for more, jumping at the inevitable cliffhanger of a duel. That is, can I beat a bot who is just playing a random 40-ish card pile? The answer might surprise you. You know, that's a good monster. Do they have the other one? Do they have Ken? If they have Ken, I have a reason to use Light Imprisoning Mirror. They don't have Ken. Attack the Jirai Gumo. Just please. No. Damn it. I couldn't get this lucky against places that I actually need it. Duels where it doesn't matter. I've got you. Best card in my deck. You know, I'll let them do that. It means that if I get, what, 1500, I win. Come on, 1500 damage. That's not 1500 damage. And the thing is, I just win next turn. They summon a guy in attack position. This is not needed. I can Mirror Force, I can, you know, if I had this, I could do that. If they normal summon a 15, I can just beat over it. There are so many things. It's again. Can he succeed in attack? Find out next time. Come on, I'm just asking fail coin. Why? I don't need to win these coin tosses. I'd rather have this look stored, thank you very much. Can I bank this luck for later? Can I bottle this? Take it to the next duel. Do you want to take it? Or say double it and give it to the next person, you know? But just the next person is myself, please. It's a small favour. It's another pack, it's another win. I believe. That does mean we have climbed through 2 ranks. We're on like 7 wins this stream? Let's go. 7 wins in less than 3 hours? I'll take it. 1 pack. Ooh, come on. Special things. I know you got good things for me. That's not... You know... I don't know, really, what I'm expecting anymore. This is okay. This is fine. Once per turn. It's not even good in that way. You can't just have like 3 of them up to boost them up by 1800 a turn. That's awful. And the thing is, yeah, this is fine, but it's not Marauding Captain. It's Decoy Roid. I know Decoy Roid probably came out after this card, but what I mean is that Marauding Captain blocks you from declaring an attack because it says you have to attack this card. Is the synchro any good? So, it's passable. I think it needs to be destroyed by battle. destroyed and sent to the graveyard, so it does need to be destroyed, which kind of drops the viability. Like, it could be decent, but it just feels like too little payoff for actually going into the extra deck, you know? Because, let's see, me making a 6, it's between making a 6 or making a Link 2, really. At least that's what it feels like. And if I'm making a 6, what kind of levels do I have? If I'm making a 6, I have 2 and 4, because I believe I don't have a 3-tuner in my deck. No. And I don't have level 5s in my deck, either. So yeah, it requires specifically Assault Synchron, plus Ghostbird, Peace Feeler, or Inspector Border. And I think all 3 of those are better options to just have. Ghostbird is nearly the same stat for a monster in the leftmost column. Oh. Huh. 14. Oh. Profit. Load into duel, stare at opponent, wonder what can do, question mark, profit. 3 tickets. Why? You give me all these tickets for surrender, they had the Fiendsmith package as well. We had no right winning that, they just... We'll take it. I'm not about to look a gift horse in the mouth. We take those. Master pack. We'll save the tickets until we win one. Archfiend's Oath. That's funny, but not good. That's a second Pyroxene, that's a second Kaiju, Intruder, Ritual Beat. New cards. This is fine. Like, Fire Warrior is a thing. The Ninja deck has, like, a couple of Fire Warriors. This is okay. No. This is okay. Again, we've already got one, and we're not really playing it because we don't have enough Kaijus or enough Kaiju spell traps. And then the Archfiend's Oath is, again, fine. But it's just that, you know? It's just fine. No changes to the deck. Next door. I mean, we take those. We're not going to get as many of those up in Platinum, you know? So, let's take what we can. I don't like where this is going. Apparent bot name, no titles. If I see a 6-card extra, I guess I do have to sit through it still. 12-card. That actually makes me more hopeful. Oh wait, I'm going first? Hell yeah. Set 1, set 2, and we'll set the 3rd one. Wrong column. Okay, it's fine. We've still got Synchro for 12 if this lives, and we've got Anima for 33 if it doesn't. I kind of want to do the Synchro for 12. That feels like it's so much better value. Set 1. Pass turn. Summon a card. You go. I do like Card of Fate. It's a fun card. It's not a good card, but it is fun. What do I want? Any card in the game. Kaiju, right? It's always just a Kaiju. We'll pick this one. You got Black Dragon, Collapse Serpent. I got a Time Lord. That's not a Kaiju. There's Revival Golem. Well, that definitely doesn't kill the Ghostbird of Bewitchment. I'll let them take the 14 to speed this up a little bit. Because they do just go battle phase and attack. Yeah, regardless. Bot behavior. 3 wins. I thought this stream was going to be a lot harder. And granted, we have had some tough duels, but this is far from one of them. We get to normal summon this, get a 4K that does piercing. Do we get... no. So, yeah, I think that is just the play. We don't do anything else, right? Yep. That's completely fine. Anyway, Synchro 12. Please activate some spell traps. I would like to draw 1 card every turn. Set this. Yep, that'll do. Like 1.5 hours ago. It's nice to know you're in chat anyway. You don't have to be vocal to be here. You can just chill. You can just vibe. It's nice to have you along for the ride. I don't know if you can tell this about by being a regular viewer, but this is not exactly high-octane streaming, whatever that would even mean. And that banishes a card, which is why I'm doing that, because that's one of the bits for the proficiency. There is no other reason to do this. Does it target? It doesn't target, so sure. I'm good with that. Distracted by Minesweeper. Understandable. That is no fault of your own. Minesweeper is a fantastic game. Maybe not the best thing to say, like, on stream, but who at work knows that I do this. Like, one of the work computers we have is a machine that prints out, like, number plates. Like, that's exactly what the computer's for. So it's one of your old computers, right? It's got, like, you know, Internet Explorer on it. It's still using, like, it's Vista or XP. Like, the Windows operating system on it. It's old. And, the games on it, as a result, like, you've got your classic Solitaire. You've got, if you remember, like, the old pinball thing that was on, like, Windows things. I don't know if anyone remembers that. But there's the pinball, there's Solitaire, and there was Minesweeper. I convinced my friend to stream Minesweeper. There are worse ways to spend your time. But yeah, anyway, Minesweeper was on this, and as a result... tangent. Nice card. But, as a result, I started getting really into Minesweeper. And it was a bit weird that I was using the, what is it, the number plate machine so often, so I just got it on my phone instead. I found Minesweeper app, and I got very hooked on it. We got 2 Light Swans back to back. That's interesting. It's not likely either. I think most of these are not particularly playable. That's interesting to pair with the Herald of Perfection we got. Security Orb. It targets to change battle position, which is really awful. As a card effect, it's, like, fine, but the fact it targets is really bad. However, if it's destroyed, I get to destroy a monster, and that seems to happen a decent amount with my spell traps, so maybe it's worth it in some deck. When IXEs summon. Yeah, we're not doing that, really. That is a stupid amount. Thanks for keeping the game free to play. Jesus. When an opponent's monster creates direct attack negates, special if you do add up to 2 It's not you can, so you have to play Perform Pals to use it. Crusadia support. We have Crusaders, but we don't really have a heavy link focus, so it's not quite worth it. Best card from here is probably the Vandalgian, and that's not even our first copy. And we're still not playing it. Does piercing. That's funny. Right. And our one master pack? What joys could we get from one master pack? It could be just about anything. Except mimicking Man-Eater Bug, but it could be anything else. Like an Ally of Justice. Or, again, another Light Sworn. That's actually kind of interesting. Koaki Ring. More Koaki Biru. Oh, wait. We actually have a couple of these guys now. That's fine, but not great. That's interesting, but we don't really have Amazonas. And Ojama Emperor. We definitely don't have Ojamas. But honestly, one of the more interesting pulls from that is genuinely the Numeron Gate. I know the Ally of Justice is decent in a light-based meta, but we have a few of these. That's one, that's two. We have this. We just pulled 4. We're missing 3. And what about the field spell? Related. Surely it should show in the related to the numerons. Okay, so we're missing the field spell, and I take it we're missing calling, right? Unless that doesn't show. Where's Numeron call? Oh, this one. Yeah, so we're still missing calling, but we're actually getting a couple Numeron cards, which is a little weird. Yeah, it's a UR. I'm probably not getting it, but it's odd that we've got these pieces of it, you know? You can also Xyz summon this by using Ekram. If this card is Xyz summoned, banish all monsters on the field. I don't think we actually have a deck that spits out 3 level 1s, but that's actually something to keep in mind. That's just genuine removal. And it doesn't even cost anything, really. Anyway, back to the duels. Because at this rate, we're going to get into Gold 1. They have more titles than I do. But I have the coin toss win. Hehehe. I also still have another half hour, at least. That's kind of neat. Well, sleeves, accessories, and Sky Striker Ace Ray mate. We have Deep Dark. We have Indestructible by Battle. I think we set this and set Deep Dark. There's no point in using this just yet. It's better as removal than as prevention. Keep it in mind. This will leave the field, so I will have all columns free. This will not leave the field because my opponent will brick. Right, okay, I think it's this for sure. We do this. Normal. Target the face down. That gets banished. Destrudo. If they have Max C, they gotta do it, but you know. No. It's not Max C. Yazi. Because at the very least, Yazi can't be targeted. No. And I think we just hit them. Main 2. Do you want to ash this? Or do you want to draw a card? It basically reads draw a card. Dynamorphia. In that case, Olenoid is going to be very good. I'm at lower life points than them, which is not fantastic. That's a... Is this a bot? That's a Dynamorphia, that's a Dogmatica. Unless you're Dinomatica. Dogmorphia. Yeah, sure, go for it. I don't know why you'd special summon it in defense. Oh, right. Yeah, there is a reason. Either grave. So you can get this back. It's fine. It's a little annoying, but it's fine. They're putting it in defense mode. Just stall. I don't know what the point of that... Oh, double tribute. Double tribute set. There goes Shell. What's banished? Timebreaker and a face down. Do that. Timebreaker return. They get their face down back, and then because we know that this one was a tribute summon face down, we just banish this instead. We can keep this on the field, and we can probably just crash over whatever this is. Target one monster on the field. I feel like we get this back out, yeah. It's an extra body. Detonating Karibo. It cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. Yeah, okay. So, sure. You have Detonating Karibo. I'm not going to be activating a monster effect on the field. Not while that is present. Dark Magician. So is it Dark Magician Pile that's just got... It feels like it has to be Dark Magician Pile. I need to activate a monster effect while this is on the field, so I just crash over this and this in the battle phase. Use the Timebreaker in the main phase 2, I guess. This is a Dark Monster. Timebreaker. Get your guy back. Yeah, it's when activates on field. So, what can I do? Like, there's nothing that's particularly threatening from them. I feel like we just don't attack into the tribute set. It's like that easy, isn't it? And we just might as well set this. We can Kaiju bounce the Kaiju. And that clears game. Okay, they have an Ash Blossom. I guess they know we have a Kaiju and they know what this is. They get their guy back. Depends what we get for turn. Cosmic. Yeah, it doesn't do it. So resolve this. You get your big tribute. We're just going to Kaiju. It was Maximus, we couldn't have got over it. Use this. special the Kaiju again because I forgot we had a certain card. And use the card that's been sitting there for the whole duel. GG's. Battle. Just in case it's Gauze. Play with the correct order. So, yeah, there wasn't really any risk in this game, but GG's, I guess. Or not. Ah, there you go. You had to be at 2,000 or less. Sure. I won't bother setting the Cosmic. I know what you're drawing. There is one unknown in hand. Astral Karibo does not an Xyz make. It's half an Xyz. Ragnar Zero. Yeah, go for it. Right. And I believe... Once again, how many times does Peacephilia get in for game? Set 1. Normal summon. We're going to up its win rate wherever we can. 1,400. 1,200. And Peacephilia for game. Up the win rate. One attack at a time. Rescue Rabbit going crazy. Because we managed to clown on just card stockpile. So, yeah. Deck. I don't really know what to say about that. Certainly his pile of cards. Let's take our win and see what it earns us. Apart from the obvious being 8 assorted cards from the Master Pack. Anything specifically good? Wall of Disruption. This is very specifically good. It's a permanent attack reduction, and it's pretty significant. Rock Stuffs. Quillbolt. This is decent. That probably just goes in the machine deck. Its attack equals its defense. It's a Gizmek support card. Ally of Justice. You know, I feel like we get a great... You know, that's not an activated effect either. I feel like... Ooh, that's pretty cool. We get a great benefit from changing everything to light at the moment. We do have that attribute changer. Noodle Inversion is also a pretty funny search. This actually had some good cards in it. Like, this is relatively solid. This is good. We've got one of these. Again, excuse me. But it is nice to have a second. I kind of forgot that we had one, but it probably just goes in the ninja deck. Well. The ninja equip spells are actually better. That is basically Upstart Goblin. I don't know. I don't know whether Noodle Inversion goes in a deck at the moment. But it's worth considering. And speaking of worth considering, how about these things? So the Wall of Disruption is specifically on attack declaration, which makes it a battle trap and less reliable. But it is still an 800 drop per monster, and 3 monsters basically drops everything to nothing. Do we put it in? If we do, instead of what? I'd love Cauldron, but the thing is Cauldron has only appeared late game. We need more of it to be viable. Upstart Goblin, tempting. But what about DNA? Is it worth? Declare an attribute, all face-up monsters become that attribute. No one gets any effects under the light imprisoning. Or all of my opponent's effects are just off. If Light Imprisoning wouldn't have worked anyway, then we just, you know... Like, Tenpai cares about being fire. What else cares about what? I don't think much else cares about anything, actually. Most of the other things care about type rather than attribute. So for the moment, that change will do it. Let's see if we can just worm our way into Gold 1 before the end of the stream. I don't think it... Well, I think it should be easy enough. We've got a half hour to do it. If nothing else, we could just surrender at the first opportunity if we're, you know, in a bad position. And then just move next and repeat until we find ourselves in a good position, which could be an eternity. But they're on 45-15. Various accessories. Contemplate the turn. Plan it out. Think. At the very least, it feels like a real opponent. Actual thinking time, you know? Or just distracted, away from keyboard for a moment. Cyber Dragon. Okay. So Magnuma is... Oh. Drytron. So again, Magnuma is live. From your hand or grave. Yeah, they don't really... It is tribute for cost, but the other one doesn't stick around long enough. That should have searched on summon, right? Unless they don't have a target. Oh, no, it's the... Okay, right. If Exes summon, you can send a Drytron card from your deck to the grave. What, pray tell, do you send? You send... Okay. Now, I think we just do it here, right? That feels like the correct play. Spell Trap Negate, right? Yeah, but only while they control a machine ritual. Okay, we get a Dark Dragon Search in end phase. And that'll do it, apparently. Okay. We activated one of our 2 hand traps in the deck. At a point that, like, they completely had that, right? Surely. Is that all it takes to stop them? Did they not, like... If they didn't have the extension, what else could they have had that was not good enough to stay in? They would have used the Maxi, it would have given them an upstart. They would have used Ash Blossom, so it's not those 2. They can't normal summon for the turn, can they? No, they can normal summon for the turn. But they would have used Diviner sooner, so it's not Diviner. It could just be a hand of rituals, I guess. I don't know. What are you doing in here? I am playing Magia. Well, I guess we dodged a bullet, and we ranked up into Gold 1. That was kind of like, you know... Sure. This is where we hoped to end the stream, and we've still got a little bit of time, so keep it going, I guess. Can we make Platinum in 20 minutes? So Mimicals are just in. I don't have any of those. Yeah, it really would be a nice feature. This is a good 7 to have. It activates Vampire Kingdom and summons a vampire, but the thing is, Kingdom is like not a fantastic card. And that's a new Yang Zing. Like, we have some of them. Just, it doesn't feel good enough. Like, Slop feels better. We've only got 4 wins to get to it. But we do only have 20 minutes. 9527. Inspired or just bot? The 9,527th bot. I have a feeling that that is unlikely. It is more than likely just a guy. We're on 40-15. Let's see what they start with. If they do. Kashtira. Some people do play like bots. Between like reaction speed or just like misplays. This isn't the worst hand for going against Kashtira. It's not great, don't get me wrong, but we have a Kaiju for the Xyz. We can set, and set, which gets us to a field spell. It still gets us to a field spell, that's rather unfortunate. This, not so much. Are those all banished face down, or... No, I think they're face up, right? Face down, okay, so they can't see those cards. Shangira, Royal. It's from deck, right? So they'll probably get Fenrir from deck. They've got set 1. They've got a Theosis and Grave. And these two will go to Grave, I guess. Like, that's fine. Related. You. Banished or in hand. So even if those are preparation, that's okay at the moment, because none of these will end up banished. What did we draw for turn? We drew Light and Priz. It's not fantastic, but it's, you know, certainly a card. Get rid of the Xyz, because that's going to snowball into being a problem sooner rather than later. Set 1. Set 2. Set 3. Set 4, set 5. It's easier to give them more things to hit, I think. Right. Okay. Add a Kashtira. Activate Metaverse. Chain Ash. Chain something. Nope. What field spell do we want? We could do Kaijus, but I think I just want Dark Sanctuary at the moment. They can banish it if they really want. And the thing is, when this card declares an attack, all your opponent activates an effect. So, because they're turn player, they get priority, like, they get to use the Fenrir before I get to use the, what's the face, Cubic Ascension, I'm pretty sure. There's an Ogre. And there's Rise Heart. Which means they could be going for the rank 7. What do we get there? Another Kaiju, a Mirror Force, and the Ghost Bird. That's really unfortunate, actually. That one is not so bad, because currently nothing's being banished. Set 1. Move to battle, probably, I guess. Well, it looks like that looks like it's where they're going. And that's an Xyz. There's a Rise Heart. Once per chain, attach a banished card. Once per turn, detach 3, target 1 card, banish it face down. Okay. So this doesn't... this isn't worth it. They are getting rid of the field spell. They get to attach it as material. This can be hit by Ash Blossom. The monster can be hit by Imperm. But I think... So yeah, we let that happen. That's fine. Place... Oh, it literally doesn't matter. Because we're getting V-Jam from deck anyway, so... I don't know. Let's show them V-Jam. They will read V-Jam. Be confused. Oh, is this because of... Okay, so it was damage step, so he couldn't actually Arise Heart. That's funny. And then they're doing that. It's a... It's not a once per turn on the effect at all. Imperm. Well, it's the wrong monster to Imperm, actually. Like, if they have a second Imperm... And they've just Solemn Judgment their own Imperm. Do you think they maybe misclicked? Where's the... There we go. No effects. Bye-bye. Well, I've got 2 Marshmallons on field. They don't seem to have a way... Ah, Thunder. That's funny. Are you gonna do it? Please do it. It'd be so funny. Okay, place your bets. Do they rage quit? Oh wait, no. Imperm column. No, they negated Imperm. They negated their own Imperm. They haven't quit. Okay. Right. Worst comes to the worst, we contribute some of the Time Lord. Why card no work, though? Indeed, why card no work? Oh, they get a special summon Fenrir. Ooh, that's kinda rough. Right. Yeah, contribute summon this. And the thing is, because it's at the end of the battle phase, it does just return. They get burnt for it, and I get the Kaiju back as well. So I think it... Like, it's bad, but what's the alternative? Attempting to steal the Fenrir, they... Yeah. It's actually tribute summon a Time Lord. Can you believe this is the play? My life points need to be lower, so this isn't activating. But I do have a Time Lord on the field, which is funny. They do get to banish... Oh, they're going to banish the Kaiju from my hand, though. Oh, that's rough. I think... Yeah, it's not a huge group of people who would tribute summon Mattyon. So they get to do that, and then that banishes 3 from my deck. The other V-Jam, Timebreaker, Light, and Priz. Oh, 2 fires, right. Although that's funny, you've got, like, Fenrir in hand, don't you? There's Mud Dragon. Like, your monsters are still affected by Wall of Disruption, and it's a permanent reduction. That's fine. Wind. Why wind? You're not... Brain.exe, why no Fenrir? I don't actually understand. Why no Fenrir? I now have 2 cards in hand. But they get to look at it and banish one face down, so it doesn't matter. Like, you see... I don't... Yeah. I don't know. I'm a little confuzzled, I've got to be honest. Because, like, you would have thought he just special summons Fenrir and then gets rid of this at the very least. I know he can just change to non-light. But, well, actually, yeah, that's... It only changes, like, this guy to non-light. We can make Fenrir have a grand total of 0 attack if he declares an attack. This would have 400. The horror. They then get to look at and banish a card from my hand face down. But they also look like they're just about to make a rank 7. I will have very few good top decks left at this rate. Although, granted, none of those were doing it for me, so I guess I'm happy he cleared those. Now, their board presence is just 86. They should just swing in. Why? Actually, why? I don't understand. Sure. What is the one card? Is it the face down? It is the face down. Which is weird, but you go for it. You do you. You might be able to hear there's a helicopter overhead. I don't really know if the mic's going to pick that up. I guess everything's banished and they just get it back anyway, so they don't care. Like, they did just throw lethal. Like, they had no reason to suspect, like, what that individual card was. And sure, they respect the back row, and so they probably secure themselves a winning position. But, we'll do it. My life points won't ever be 2,000 lower. Well, no, actually, now they could be. If I get exactly a level 4, they could be. Double Kaiju is very funny. It's not game, unfortunately. But it is very funny. I need to halve my life points really badly. Sure. We're just gonna hit over for, like, the maximum damage, right? It's just... there's no point. Like, this needs our life points to be 2,000 higher. There wasn't a way of doing it. Yeah, at the moment they do just Fenrir for game. Like, that's it. They don't need to do anything else. Which sucks. But it is what it is. I still find it so fucking funny that they negated their own imperm and that cost them a Zeus. If nothing else, this duel was funny. Come on, just get it over. I have 200 life points. Fenrir himself clears the board. Bro, just hit me. I don't. You know what I have in hand. You know it's Destrudo. It's revealed via the effective contract with Don 1000. And if you don't know I have it, do you really fear Battle Fader that much? Why did you attack him with that one? Yeah, like, go for it. I guess if you really want to banish cards from my deck that bad, go for it. They could be on the banish proficiency as well. It is a possibility. Exact lethal. Now that's something you don't see. Kaiju on Kaiju being exact lethal. Stranger Sights. Right. Time for one last duel before we call it a stream. And we don't get to pick. Our opponent has no titles. Our opponent is also taking their time to choose. I'm not counting that as our one game. Come on, I want to load into a duel, please. One final duel. Because that would put us over our time, probably. Well, hey, we gotta choose for this one. So that makes it worth it. The ultimate showdown of the century. Do we need 3 or 4 duels next stream to rank up? This is a Synchro 12 on field. But it's also just a Time Lord and a Kaiju and Cubic Ascension, so, like, I'm fine with this, I think. Like, the Synchro 12 has less protection. Time Lord set 1, your move. This guy can't be destroyed, and this gives us a Marshmallow, which is also a pseudo-negate. So that will have to do. Man, this just really isn't caught up, is it? I don't know what it is about OBS, but they're just really not caught up. It's still stuck at the dino. Ah, there we go. It's looking at it now. It's looking at the right one. Mimighoul. Brand new deck. Your opponent can special. Give this to your opponent. Feel 2 flips. Your opponent randomly picks. Okay. I haven't played against Mimighoul that much. I just understand that, like, it's very bad for me when they flip things. Your opponent draws 1, send 1 card from your hand to give this to your opponent. Apply these all in sequence. Wow. During a main phase, if this card is normal special summoned, add a Mimighoul. Okay. It is the shiny new flip deck, and I think it's rather cool. Like, Mimighouls are, like, kinda neat. We haven't tried making the opponent plays flips before. That is a nice dungeon. Add a Mimighoul monster from deck or grave to hand. You go for it. It's another one of them's. It's only got 2. Destroy all face-ups, give control. Normal special, change 1 face down to this, so it's probably changed the Archfiend, right? Nope, change this. Give control special from deck to their field. Oh, okay, so that's for the master. Is it? Methinks. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Mimighoul is a very heavy on the super rare deck. Like, we've got... Okay, so talents. Super rare, super rare, super rare, super rare, super rare, ultra rare, and then the actual card itself, super rare. Why are you gonna do that? I'm like, come on. Chill. Just draw 2 cards like a normal person. Leave me alone. Put the kaiju away. That's mean. It also tells me what they're scared of, but that's mean. Alright, they could make 2 rank 1s here, so that's probably what happens. There's Throne. Detach Special Mimigal from Hand Deck or Grave. Okay, so that gets Master. Quick Effect, target Mimigal, equip this card. As equip that gives 1,000, then you can return up to the number of materials. It's during the main phase, though. Do they do that? There's Master. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. If this card's normal special summon, to add a Mimigal. During opponent's main phase, quick effect, change 1 face down to face up. This is negated for the turn, so it will reshuffle itself into the deck. Which means no piercing Synchro 12, unfortunately. And that will Raigeki my field, I believe, right? Yes, if it's the main phase. That's if they use it. During opponent's main phase, so they're not doing it right now? Or does this do it? And you got a Royal of that too? Beautiful. Add a Mimigal, detach 1, target face up cards up to the number of face down. Destroy them if you do inflict. That's Room. What did Room do? Special summon, then you can change 1 face up to face down. Okay. Let's see. I think that kind of has to be fine. And they just don't attack him with a giant. That's not really what I wanted. And the thing is, it will be during the main phase. So, what do I do about this? I mean, I'd probably clear my field of them, right? I mean, the move is always to clear the field of them. It just sucks about the Archfiend, honestly. You can have that. So, the fact that it makes you minus a card is insane. That's the bit that really hurts. I don't know, this one? I really don't know. The thing is, I also have to play around the fact that this deck just kind of has Anima. Like, pretty much. Normal summon. I probably could have put it in this column. But oh well. We said one more duel, and this counts, so there's that. So, EA, give me another Archfiend. And you put this face down. I mean, I'll play it out because it's the last duel, and because more experience against the new deck is going to be better for the future, if it pops up quite a bit. I can't help but think that, like, Swords of Concealing Light is fine. Because sure, it's a flip deck, but either that or you do Book of Eclipse into Swords of Revealing Light. But the thing is, okay, so you can only use each effect, right? Who activates that effect? Apply these effects and... Oh, you're kidding me. Even the sequencing of it? That's insane. Right, so this blocks something. They know they have to attack with this or this. to clear the Ghost Bird. They are aware. They can't crash with this. So in theory, they attack with the Master, which leaves them with, I think, well over lethal. But I could make the giant Mimigal attack into the Cubic Ascension. Oh yeah, that is well over lethal. So yeah, it should be this one. That's fine, that just goes. Now, they probably... I can only assume they'd have something to stop this. But they're doing it now, so I think we do it. Yeah, if you can... Yeah, if you see card glowy, you do the card glowy. No, because it's not only... yeah. And we'll just use the graveyard effect instead. Do you have a hand trap for that as well? It sounds like they have a... It really feels like they have a hand trap for that as well. Just happen to have the ghost spell. No. I could make a rank 1 here, if there were any that were mildly decent in my collection. As it is, I can make a Link 2. Link 2 does not get me very far. I could also make Anima. But, yeah. What's my current win condition here? Not much. I think it's exactly this guy. And I don't think we can do it. Spoilers. Now, if they use their normal summon or set... I see they don't need to. They're just going to flip everything on their turn. Da-da-da-da. Their turn. They're going to flip it all on my turn. So, the thing is, like, the way to beat Mimigal is to, like, flip the cards when they don't want to be flipped. Draw, standby. What are you doing? Can you stop? This one. I got the dragon again. Is that the way they want it? Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, it really sucks that these blow themselves up as well. Like, okay, it's like, it's a lot to be complaining about Mimigal, but like, that's like... I just... The fact that Archfiend is, what, +2? Kind of? Would you say Archfiend does a +2? I'd say Archfiend does a +2. That's a lot of rewards. We get to earn some gems back from those packs we bought. Anyway, as that is the last duel, where are we at wins losses? A whole 417. That is loads better. We did have a lot more. We did have a lot better luck for it this stream than the last one. Okay, we've done our duels, but we still need to banish 82 cards. I'm not sure we're doing that. Not for a good while. Anyway, thank you all very much for tuning in, for watching the stream, and just, you know, keeping me company here. It's nice to have people in chat. If you're new, as Gaming Nation, you were new to the stream, I stream on Mondays, Thursdays. Well, yeah, you were in not too far into the stream, so I guess about the time that you popped in. Until about now. I don't know what time that is because I don't know what time zone you are, but, you know. It's around 7 PM UK time to around 10 PM UK time. And anyway, so, yeah, let's wrap this up. My name's Cat Monarch. I look forward to catching you guys next time, Monday. Goodbye for now, and I hope you have a good time.